Yes, everybody, welcome to the UFC 277 official weigh-ins, live on the MMA Fighting YouTube channel, as we look for all the fighters to successfully hit the scales as we get ready for a big event at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, going down tomorrow. And thank you for joining us as we watch the fighters step on the scale. I am Mike Heck, but let me turn this right over to my best friend. I feel like I'm cheating on you, AK, in a way, by taking
no,
the
you
spot,
saved me, Mike.
Yes, I'm just leading you on. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alexander K. Lee.
Oh, Mike, too kind, too kind. No, I apologize, everyone. I was just a second late there. We're in a bit of a scramble. I'm in a bit of a scramble. Everyone else seems to be perfectly organized. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. First off, guys, who do we think is going to weigh in first? Let's get this out of the way.
Peña.
Casey?
Julianna Pena. That's the answer.
Nah.
Jose, what do you think?
Well, he's there.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. So that can't. Okay. So
I would say the person this card is built around, Adam Fugit.
It is few. No, I believe it's few git.
Fugit. All right.
I was told it's a J sound.
Fugit.
What's a hard G? What's a hard G? A hard G is G, right?
A hard G?
Yeah. When someone says a hard is G.
Hard G is someone you avoid who you see walking down the street.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You want to rim shot yourself? That was pretty outstanding. You want to break on? Yes. I was told, I don't know, someone who I know who knows him DM'd me and said that it is, because I was mispronouncing it like crazy on the last episode of On to the Next One. So I believe it's Fugit. We'll see. You know what? We'll trust Mr. Anik. I will go with what John Anik says. With what John Anik says is usually long.
When he walks out first, we'll find out.
Yes, exactly. So we have the weigh-in graphic there, everyone. So please, I mean, I'm going to have to remind these people later. Everyone tuning in now knows the deal. They know how it's updated. It'll be people later like, oh, did Julianna Pena weigh in? Did Derrick Lewis weigh in? Look at this beautiful graphic that's been created. So thanks to everyone tuning in. We've got all your information, all the hot, spicy weigh-in action coming for you shortly. Our man on the inside, Jose Youngs, who's been in Dallas all week, lets us know that it probably will not be Julianna Pena weighing in first. He's got the inside scoop there.
Unless
we will know shortly.
On the other side, but...
Right.
All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 277, Peña versus Nunes 2, and we will begin with the interim flyweight championship, as we call on the former undisputed UFC flyweight champion, and now number one ranked contender, Fashion Baby Brandon Moreno.
Walking out from the other side of the stage, this is a first. UFC's making big changes.
It's Texas, man.
And we always say they never innovate, and look at that.
Yeah.
Switching sides.
$124.5, the official weight for Brandon Moreno.
124.5 for Brandon Moreno, the former champion, fighting Kai Kara-France for an interim title with Davison Figueiredo on the sidelines, and possibly wanted to fight at bantamweight. That's a weird situation. Mike, you've commented on the Davison Figueiredo situation multiple times.
Two-ranked flyweight contender taking part in his first UFC title fight, Kai Kara-France.
And there is the challenger, Kai Kara-France. Casey, get ready, Casey, get ready.
Oh boy.
$124.5, the official weight for Kai Kara-France.
Kai Kara-France, also 124.5. He's official. That fight's official. I beat him again.
Take that, Anik. Take that.
Take that, Anik. Take that. Yes, both. I was going to say champion and challenger. Both challengers, excuse me, competing for a vacant interim title, 124.5.
UFC's welterweight division, Blood Diamond.
Here's Blood Diamond. I don't want to hear any of this Mike Mathitas stuff. Blood Diamond coming up for his second UFC fight after a somewhat disappointing debut. So we'll see how he fares on Saturday.
$169.5, the official weight for Blood Diamond.
169.5 for Mr. Blood Diamond.
Now, like on just a regular conversational level,
Mhm.
do you just go, "What's up, blood," or is it?
Yeah, no, that's what they do in the gym. They
Oh,
call
just hey,
him.
blood. All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Diamond.
Alex
Well,
Perez.
yeah. I mean,
Comes Alex Perez, another big flyweight fight on Saturday's card.
ooh, we get to find out who the best Alex on this card is.
$125.5, the official weight for Alex Perez.
125.5 for Alex Perez. He looked a little nervous there. He was like, what's going on with the scale? But he made it. This is not the Las Vegas scale guy. We are not seeing just a go up there and a clang and bang. This is just, they are taking their time with the scale here in Texas.
All right, next athlete to weigh in, competing in the UFC's lightweight division, Rafa Garcia.
Rafa Garcia up next. I thought Anik said Hafa. I'm pretty sure he's a Rafa, but I could be mistaken.
Best Hoffa in the UFC.
That is a bold claim.
155 for Rafa Garcia.
So is it Rafa?
What did he say there?
I think he said Rafa. I think I just like saying Hoffa. But I think
I mean, I don't blame him. I look, we call so many fighters with who come from Brazil, and obviously there's a different pronunciation of the R character there. So I don't blame him for getting mixed up.
Bantamweight division, Julianna Kim.
Julianna Kim coming up.
And yes, this is a bantamweight fight. This is not a flyweight fight. It is a bantamweight fight.
is this late notice or are they moving up?
Jocelyn Edwards is short notice replacement for Maria Agapova.
Oh, okay. I remember now. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, she grew her hair out. So cute.
$135, the official weight for Julianna Kim.
135 for Julianna Kim, as Mike mentioned, at bantamweight. This is a bantamweight fight for Julianna Kim. Back-to-back fight of the nights for her, by the way. So we'll see. On another card, I think she'd be a favorite again. This is a pay-per-view. They tend to probably going to end up with someone on the main card getting it, as long as one of those fights is decent. But she has definitely established herself as one of the most exciting
back-to-back
fighters.
fight of nights for her?
That's right. Molly McCann and Priscilla Cachoeira.
Good for her.
Michael Morales, one of the biggest. The biggest betting favorite, I believe, on this card. A lot of hype around this young man. He looked great in his debut, and he's taking on a late notice opponent, I believe, in Adam Fugit.
$170.5, the official weight for Michael Morales.
170.5 for Michael Morales. What was the other tidbit I had for Julianna Kim? Now it escaped me. Well, if I remember,
Also competing in the UFC's
I'll spit it out.
And one half of the featured prelim, live on ABC and ESPN, Matthew Semelsberger.
Semi the Jedi coming out. Matthew Semelsberger. Big welterweight bout with Alex Morono.
$171, the official weight for Matthew Semelsberger.
171 for Matthew Semelsberger. So we have yet to see either of the main eventers. Normally, we've had a pretty good run, I think, of. Oh, here we go.
Is the fourth-ranked UFC flyweight contender competing live on pay-per-view, Alexandre Pantoja.
Alexandre Pantoja. We saw his opponent successfully weigh in earlier. This guy who's doing the scale, I'll comment after. I'll wait for.
Official weight 125.5 for the cannibal Alexandre Pantoja.
125.5 for Alexandre Pantoja. And his fight with Alex Perez.
All right, next fighter to weigh in from the UFC's heavyweight division, representing Egypt and making his UFC debut, Hamdi Abdel Wahab.
Wow, the new guy, the first heavyweight up, Hamdi Abdel Wahab, jumping in on short notice to fight Dontel Mays. I like that. This man's here to make a good first impression. Let's see what. Oh, he is a big fella. Let's see what he clocks in at here.
261. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, very specific.
Carnival.
0.5.
264. 264.
Wow.
264.5 for.
Whoa,
Big boy. Let's go.
264.5. That is a heavyweight. Casey, you just said 264?
Yep.
Wow.
Price is Right rules.
Wow.
You crushed
Yeah.
me.
I
I wish you said 265. I would have won.
Yeah. $1.
For the UFC's welterweight division, Adam Fugit.
Adam Fugit.
Fugit.
Yes, it is a hard
Yes.
G.
Thank you, John.
No, I was right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No. John's the judge and the jury here.
Yes.
But you were
He
right,
said-
AK.
Okay. I just want to hear that once in my life.
$171 for Adam Fugit.
171 for Adam Fugit, excuse me. And the fight with Michael Morales, now official.
We were so caught up in the proper.
Our next fighter to the scale also.
How to say his last name, and,
Here Saturday night in the UFC.
Forgot why we're here.
Poteria.
Oh, another young man making his debut has been waiting a long time. I think he's had a couple of cancellations / postponements. Ihor Poteria. So fingers crossed. I know we're still a day away, and as Jose always warns us, until they're in there, it's not official. Fingers crossed. Mr. Poteria gets to get his debut down this time.
$204, the official weight for Ihor Poteria.
204. Ihor Poteria. Thank you, John Anik, on the pronunciation on that one for sure. Because
all right, next fighter to hit the scale in the lightweight division, Rafael Alves.
Rafael Alves coming up now.
Oh.
Oh, what's going on?
He's just dancing.
Oh, okay.
$155.5, the official weight for Rafael Alves.
155.5 for Rafael Alves. He'll be waiting on Drew Dober to show up. Huge opportunity for Alves there. Oh, Guillermo Cruz just sent me an intriguing
live on pay-per-view.
message.
He is the full-rank UFC light heavyweight contender, Magomed Ankalaev.
I will tell everyone, the world, what the Brazilian Beast just messaged me. He might have messaged you guys too. When we have a little break here, a little tidbit regarding the weigh-ins that have just happened.
I love tidbits. Can't wait.
They're the best. They're the best kind.
Give me all of them.
Can't have all the tidbits. How many times have I told you? This.
Whoa.
206, the official weight for Magomed Ankalaev.
206 for Magomed Ankalaev. So not necessarily making. I was gonna say the guy who could be next for a title shot with a win on Saturday. The title picture is a little bit more complicated right now. But not making championship weight. Not that he needs to. No need to make that. He doesn't have to. No need to make those. Some guys like to make a statement.
Is one of the women around whom this fight card was built. The former UFC bantamweight champion and the present UFC featherweight champion, the Lioness Amanda Nunes.
I'm just creating clicks, guys. Amanda Nunes.
I like Miss Nunes' hair. I like the kind of the. I don't know. She usually has a pulled back.
135, the official weight for Amanda Nunes.
135 for Amanda Nunes. She is ready for this rematch. She is hungry. She is ready. We're now waiting on Julianna Pena. I want to say about Ankalaev, the man that our own Jed Meshew says may be already the best light heavyweight in the world. So I don't know. I'm just saying. That's a Jed take.
Casey, your reaction to Jed's take is how your reaction to all of Jed's takes should be.
Jose does not agree. Does not agree with this assessment. Maybe a little too early.
Yeah. Jed says things for no reason. So
this is true. Don't bring up Peña because he's never gonna. He still has not shut up about it being one of the few media members to pick
about Peña or just things in general.
I'm just things in general, but specifically Julianna Pena.
Yeah.
He's been riding that prediction for the last, I don't know, however many months, since like 7-8 months. And
the whole broken clock, theory.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do a compilation of some of his other takes, and then we'll see how it goes. Love you, Jed. Jed, I love you. Oh, gosh, I got to put... you guys might be disappointed to hear this. Adam Fugit is not in our system, is not in our post. If anyone who visits MMAfighting.com regularly sees that's sometimes you see a cool link in a fighter's name.
UFC's heavyweight division competing live on ABC and ESPN. Dontel
Mays coming, our second heavyweight. His opponent successfully weighed in earlier, the debuting short notice Hamdi Abdel Wahab, and we'll see if Dontel. By now already, I feel it's fair to say a UFC veteran. See what he comes in out here.
Had a granola bar in his pocket.
Heavyweights. $249.
252.
255, the official weight.
Oh, Mike. Closest to the pin. 252 for Dontel Mays. His fight
No,
with
255. 250 what?
255. Mike's prediction was 52, right?
Yeah.
255. I'm sorry. I apologize. 255. Mike closest to the pin. Dontel Mays 255. His fight with Hamdi Abdel Wahab is now official. Fantastique. Sorry, guys. We're just juggling. We are a little short-handed. The beloved Damon Martin has been a bit of a vacay, enjoying Comic-Con and doing, Damon Martin nerd stuff. And if anyone watched BTL this week, you did get your Damon fill. You got some Damon Jackson. And Mike, I don't want to make any promises that we can't keep, but fingers crossed. # Damon on Damon someday.
I think we have to make that happen.
Okay,
I think we have to make that happen, and I'm sure Damon Jackson might actually be watching this right now, just in case something happens, because he did the entire BTL show to cut weight in case one of the lightweights can't fight tomorrow. He wants to slide in on 24 hours notice.
Is that really?
Yeah,
that's true.
Wow,
That's 100% true.
What a G.
Why are you not watching all of our content?
I just follow along with what people talk about on Twitter. I'm one of those guys. I don't actually watch anything. That's just like, oh, people are talking about it on Twitter, and then I pretend I watched it.
Damon Jackson changed BTL forever. Like, BTL will never be the same again.
I know he was on a treadmill. I'm aware. Sorry.
The whole show. He did the knockout. So he walked on like an incline for the entire regulation part of it, 4 rounds. And then for the knockout round, he ran. So he did his 60-second final round answer running and didn't hesitate. There's no deep breaths, nothing.
Here in Dallas.
What a renaissance man.
Live on pay-per-view tomorrow night, Sergey Pavlovich.
Oh, Sergey Pavlovich.
Oh, we get to play this game. We get to play the heavyweight game again.
Do it again. Let's go.
All right. Let me judge his physique first. I'm not gonna jump the gun yet.
Jose, you have an up close look. Do you want to throw a number out there?
Golly, he's a giant.
3,000.
3,000.
257. 257.
262. 262.5.
263.
254 and a half.
We're all over.
Damn it. My strategy didn't work.
Wait.
254.5 for Sergey Pavlovich. 254.5.
I knew I should have gone $1. I knew I should have gone $1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, AK, you could have said 1 pound.
No, I thought he was gonna be closer. I thought he's gonna be closer to the limit. He's a big guy. But he's pretty fit though.
Good job, AK.
Thank you. It's award-winning commentary here. Sorry, I'm juggling. I'm updating the our live results of people. I'm tweeting. I'm using the Twitter machine. If anyone sees any typos on Twitter, by all means, shout at me in the YouTube comments, guys. That's what they're there for. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even put a minute. So, you know what? People are checking the website right now. Like, did Amanda Nunes weigh in? But you know what? Thank God we've got this graphic. Everyone should be watching the show anyway.
135 pounds.
130.
Amanda Nunes looked awesome on this go. I don't know.
No,
She looked fantastic.
She looked good.
She did not look good walking towards this game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the insight we need.
Inside scoop. She put on a show. She put on a show when she was in.
She was like standing off in the waiting to weigh in, leaning against the wall, and she was just like breathing heavy and stuff. I was like, that doesn't look good, but you never know.
Yeah.
I'm not, no weight cut is easy, so it might just be she just finished.
Jose, am I crazy, or is this guy doing the scale today taking like a super long time to?
He's taking a bit.
He's doing his job correctly. That's what
he is, but he is doing some calculations. I think he has his own, I think he has like an abacus. He's like doing he's doing his own calculations. It's pretty in depth. Again, compared to what we've kind of seen at the, in Las Vegas recently, with the guy just goes up and it's vaguely in the range of the weight, and he's like, yeah, you're good. Smack it, get off. So yeah, this is, like we said, this is a good thing, I suppose.
Do we look like we have a break in action, Mr. Youngs?
Yeah, I think we do.
All right, should we do a read?
Mike Heck?
I'm not the host. You tell me.
Oh,
you tell me, AK.
No. I'm not. I'm the host, but you're the show. All right. It's in your contract. You don't do a read unless you want it. People don't know this. Mike Heck does not have to do a read unless he wants to do a read. It's a very like when I saw that clause, I was blown away. I'm like, I thought you had people to answer to and responsibilities, but there is a clause he can only do. So, Mike, would you please like to do a read?
I mean, it's in my contract, so yeah, I would love to do a read. I just need the right music, Casey. The right music.
Let me grab my piano here. All right. La, 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 la. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
All right, everybody. UFC 277 going down tomorrow. Amanda Nunes has already made weight for her title challenge against Julianna Pena, the current featherweight champion, former bantamweight champion, weighted at 135 on the nose. Still awaiting Julianna Pena. Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara-France, interim flyweight title fight is official, both weighing in at 124.5. Sergey Pavlovich weighted at 254.5, still awaiting the arrival of Derrick Lewis. We may not see Derrick Lewis till closer to noon Eastern time because that's how he rolls. Alexandra Pantoja, 125.5. takes on Alex Perez, who also weighted at 125.5. Magomed Ankalaev weighted at 206, still awaiting the arrival of former title challenger Anthony Smith. Alex Morono has not weighed in yet. Matthew Semelsberger has. He weighed in at 171. Rafael Alves, 155.5. He will take on Drew Dober, who has not made it up to the scale just yet. Dontel Mays weighted at 255. He will welcome Egyptian fighter Hamdi Abdel Wahab, 264.5 for him. Rafa Garcia, 155. He'll take on Drakkar Klose, who has not weighed in just yet. Michael Morales, 170.5, takes on Adam Fugit, 171. Gian Kim, 135, will take on Jocelyn Edwards, who has not weighed in yet. We saw Ihor Poteria, 204, takes on Nego Mariani, who has not weighed in yet. Still awaiting Orion Cosce. He will take on Blood Diamond, who weighed in at 169.5. Thank you very much. Back to you, AK.
Thank you, Mike. That was spectacular. Mike, one of the weights you read off there was one Mr. Alexandre Pantoja, 125.5. Now, Guillermo Cruz messaged me to say Pantoja at 125.5 makes him not eligible to win the interim belt. He is the backup fighter for Alex Morono versus Kai Kara-France.
It's a tidbit. It's tidbit.
There's a little tidbit. So interesting. I don't know if they changed it or if Pantoja just couldn't make it, or I don't know. But this is from the Brazilian beast himself, the most reliable. Jose, do you have some insight on this? Is this something? Is this
no insight, but I would imagine maybe if he weighed in, like if Kai or Brandon came in 125.5 or 126, I bet he would have gone back and started cutting weight again. But once he saw they were on scale, not only were they on scale, they were 0.5 below and looked healthy. He's like, fuck this weight cut thing, and just,
That's right.
Play the game.
Yeah, because that fight became official pretty early. That's a very good point.
Literally the first two people to weigh in.
There you go. So Pantoja, pretty smart. Why kill myself for another half ounce when I may not even be needed? And he has his own fight as well. There's no reason to try and drain himself. So Daniel Rubenstein tweeting that not happy that Gian Kim had to stand on the scale for what he says was 42 seconds. 42 seconds of standing on the scale. And our pal Aaron Bronstetter replied that unedited, that she was actually up there for about 53 seconds. So she was up there for almost a full minute while the weight was being done. Again, we don't know what's up. Maybe like we said, maybe Texas Commission just doing their job, getting that weight right, making that scales on point, making sure that scales on point. But Daniel Rubenstein not happy with one of his fighters having to
stand for a minute.
Subjective. Well, stand, not be rehydrated. That's time they could be rehydrating.
If your weight cut has gone so tough that you cannot stand for 60 seconds, I don't think you should be able to fight the next day.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's just, we'll
you
hear more.
You can't stand in a single spot for 1 minute, but you expect to fight in a cage fight tomorrow?
Listen, counterpoint. If you can't read the scale in half a second, like the Las Vegas guy, maybe you shouldn't be reading scales. Because that guy just goes up and just...
I think the green one.
He just feels it.
No, honeydew is terrible. The green one's terrible.
He just feels it.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, we don't know what's going on, like I said. They're scrutinizing. They're scrutinizing the weights, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So, we've only got, as Mike mentioned, we've got a couple of fights official. One of our title fights plus Michael Morales, Adam Fugit at welterweight. So, but a lot of people weighed in. At least one half of every fight has weighed in. So we just got a lot of people waiting for their opponents. Now, much has been said about the relative strength of this card. A lot of people, I would hope, seem pretty happy with the main card. Some questions about the prelims. Again, we have had some late notice replacements and things like that. Mike, in its current state, how are you liking this card?
It's a perfect lineup for people to spend $75 on. The main card is excellent. I think the prelims may not have like a ton of name value, but there are a lot of competitively matched fights, and those that aren't really competitively matched feature a prospect that's probably going to deliver some sort of a highlight reel finish. So I think it's kind of got everything you would want if you're the UFC in terms of building up a card and trying to gauge interest and trying to get those last second pay-per-view buys. Because Alex Morono, Matthew Semelsberger is just going to be a fun fight. Those two are just going to beat the brakes off each other, and it's going to be a nice little lead in. But the main card's really strong. Like, this is a really good main card. And I said this to Rap Heck of a Morning this morning. If there's a fighter that's not in the two title fights that deserves like a couple of pay-per-view points, it's Anthony Smith in my eyes, because he has done a tremendous job making this fight very intriguing to a lot of people. I love that he's got that chip on his shoulder, and it doesn't matter what I say now because Nego Mariani is weighing in. So back to you guys.
Well done. Well done. Let's see how Nico does on the scale here.
205, the official weight for Nego Mariani.
205 championship weight for Nikolai Nego Mariani, and his fight with Ihor Poteria is official. There we go. Another one on the books for now. Fingers crossed for all the fighters involved that they can make it to the cage on Saturday. No complications, nothing tricky, no late last second cancellations or postponements. Mike, you were saying, Anthony Smith. I mean, the guy really is sort of, I think, I don't want to say unsung. I do think he's appreciated for sure. I think fans appreciate him. I think the UFC appreciates him. You know, he's a great company guy, but for sure, a fight like this, if you can give it a little extra kind of promotional push, a little extra intrigue, especially with Ankalaev coming off that not so exciting performance against Thiago Santos. Not his fault, by the way, but it just was.
Whose fault was it?
What about like
it was the fans' fault for wanting more. No, I don't know. It was Jed.
Well, maybe you don't have to fight exciting as long as you win. And him winning got him on a pay-per-view card.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, here is the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis. To be continued, Casey. Here comes Derrick Lewis fighting in his hometown, which is not his hometown, excuse me, home state. Not always his favorite thing.
What is it? 264 and a half.
254.
264 and a half. The official
Damn it!
Yeah!
On them. You get an extra
Both showcases, baby. Both showcases.
You get $1,000 for that, right? Derrick Lewis on weight. His big fight with Sergey Pavlovich, now official. 264.5 for the two-time heavyweight title challenger. This is a big one. I mean, I don't know
if future Hall of Famer.
I would hope so.
Knockout record. So. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer.
Listen, this is the UFC Hall of Fame. There's nothing that locks you in other than being Dana's buddy. But I think him and Dana have a pretty good relationship. So.
They hugged each other at the
weddings.
Dana in his tucked in polo shirt.
That is chummy. Regarding the Ankalaev Santos fight, Casey, I don't know. I don't like to blame people.
Okay, he fought an incredibly quote unquote boring fight, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was boring." And the UFC rewarded him by making you pay for his next fight. So obviously the UFC, they don't care that it was a boring fight.
I don't know if that rewards him. I don't know if that rewards Ankalaev in any way. How does that help him? That people now his fight is behind a paywall. I don't know if that helps him.
Yeah, that's what you want. That you want people to pay money to watch you fight.
As long as you're getting pay-per-view points. Otherwise, what difference does it make to you?
He is on his way. He's on his way.
But every fighter.
Oh, the fight was incredibly boring, by the way.
Yeah.
But
every fighter who fights on the pay-per-view main card should get pay-per-view points. Let's be honest here, but we know that's never going to happen. But yeah, big fight. Like I said, Jed Meshew very high in Ankalaev, understandably so. The guy just has a great all-around game, great striker. So, normally a super exciting striker, but when you're facing a guy like Thiago Santos, you kind of got to mind your P's and Q's. You're really not going to mess around in the feet, So we didn't get to see too much of that in that last fight. And again, you really can't blame.
You're blaming Santos again. Sounds like you're blaming Santos.
Oh, I'm definitely blaming Santos. I mean, yeah, that was sort of the unspoken. Jed said he has not had Thiago Santos. That is, has not had an exciting fight since Either when he beat up Anthony Smith at middleweight, or depending how you look at it, the John Jones fight, which is like a terrible fight, but like in the moment was kind of intriguing just from like watching it, going like, oh my gosh, like is Thiago Santos like winning this fight? He wasn't, and that fight sucks. But that was sort of the last time I think someone was maybe really intrigued.
In the moment, I thought Santos won that fight. But
I mean, a lot of people also argue he did, and it was really like John Jones certainly did not like. You can't watch the fight and go like, oh well, no, John Jones definitely won. It's like I've watched the fight I think like 3 times. Both times I'm kind of like, man, neither guy did enough to really like. It wasn't Rose Carla bad, but it was like, gosh, you wanted something more from either guy to put a stamp on it. So
what does this put a stamp on? All that matters is if the judges think you won. You don't got to put a stamp on nothing.
Well, Thiago Santos should have, because guess what?
He also had two backwards knees.
Oh, cry me a river.
Oh, knees. What do they go for?
Oh, I can't walk.
I'm Tom Aspinall. I don't have an LCL or LEL. Yeah.
Oh, too soon. Okay, settle down. Too soon. Come on now. We're not.
You're the one criticizing people who can't fight about knees.
We're not laughing. That was
not stamping it.
That was 3 years ago. It's funny now.
Okay.
I loved, just kind of go back to the fight itself. I loved Anthony Smith's line at the press conference, how he was asked about Magomed, and he said something to the effect of, Magomed Ankalaev is good. He does everything right. He's always in the right positions. Magomed Ankalaev has had 18 mixed martial arts bouts, but he hasn't had one effing fight. And on Saturday, I'm going to give him an effing fight. I loved that. That was so good. I don't know if I loved the strategy there, but Anthony's because Ankalaev, like he kind of thrives on aggressive opponents because he's got like great counter striking and stuff. But Anthony isn't like your typical like mixed martial artist striker. He's more of a back alley brawl kind of a striker where he's just going to get in your face, almost Julianna Pena-esque. And he does really well with those types of situations. Anthony Smith has those Hector Lombard fight vibes to him this week, which I love, where he's going to be kind of like talking to Ankalaev the whole fight. Remember the Lombard fight's just so fun where he's just yelling at Lombard the entire time. You know my name yet, Hector? Punch in the face. You know my name yet, Hector? Punch in the face. Then the round ends and he's in the corner just yapping across the cage at Hector Lombard. You're going to respect me by the end of this. And then he goes and knocks out Hector Lombard. Like, Anthony Smith kind of has those vibes to me. He might be he is definitely the most overlooked fighter on this entire card. It's crazy. He just doesn't get it.
Betting wise, what do you mean?
I mean, probably like for fights with a lot of stakes. Like I know there's a couple like debutantes coming in here that are probably heavy dogs, but I mean, a lot of people just feel like Anthony Smith is just sort of just holding the spot and he's the one with that controls the door that Magomed Ankalaev is just going to walk through and fight for the title. Yeah, Magomed Ankalaev right now is a minus 540 favorite, and the comeback on Anthony Smith is plus 420. Like that seems a little crazy to me. And Ankalaev's really good, but I mean, just no respect for Anthony on the betting lines, and even like just the fan opinion. Not a lot of people are giving Anthony much of a chance in this fight. So,
are you going to pick Mr. Smith?
Haven't decided yet, but I love what I'm seeing from Anthony. So I might take a risk. I usually take 1 or 2 risks every one of these cards when I make picks. Could be one of them. We'll see.
I like what he's saying, but it seems to be playing right into what Ankalaev needs to win the fight. Just an aggressive Anthony Smith that's going to bring the fight, and Ankalaev's going to just take him down.
Not for nothing. Ankalaev can't speak any English, so it's not like he knows what he's saying.
Right.
Ankalaev he did say something good on the. What did he say? He did talk trash at the press conference.
He said his time's over and this and that.
Yeah.
No, but here's also like another factor that plays into this thing. Magomed Ankalaev is well aware of how people reacted to that win over Thiago Santos, because that fight was set up for Ankalaev to go fight for the title. Go out there, just run over Thiago Santos, and then you're going to fight for the title. And that didn't happen. And the reaction from people, there's no doubt, like you have to feel that in some way. You have to feel like you can't just go out there and win another 30-27 clinch battle against the fence kind of decision. You have to go out there and earn that title shot, especially with where this division shapes right now. So there could be a part of Ankalaev that's like, okay, like winning's great, but I need to go out there and try to earn this title fight. And maybe Anthony's like trying to lure him into that. Jose obviously makes a good point. Like he doesn't understand anything Anthony's saying, but maybe he comes out a little more aggressive than normal.
A lightweight prelim live on ABC, ESPN, and E+ Drakkar Klose.
Drakkar Klose. Here he is. One of the more overlooked guys at 155, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's very good.
155.5, the official weight for Drakkar Klose.
155.5 for Drakkar Klose, and his fight with Rafa Garcia is now official.
I have a question for you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So a lot of people were, fans and whatever are complaining about this fight, or this fight card, maybe even people at the site about like not being exciting and stuff like that. I was looking at the main card yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the 10 fighters are in the top 5 of their division. Sergey Pavlovich is the only one not. He's ranked 11 at the UFC rankings, but he's unranked on MMA Fighting's global rankings. Do we just not think Sergey Pavlovich is a good heavyweight at MMA Fighting? Because I think he's very good.
I think he's mid-tier.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on.
Well,
He is the highest Favre. He is the highest fighter also receiving a vote. Okay. He appeared on 5 ballots. Some of us are still hanging on to Alistair Overeem. I was guilty of this. I'm pretty sure
like,
I finally.
But like Chris Dawkins has lost pretty badly in his last 2 fights, and he's still ranked. And Sergey Pavlovich was on a 3-fight first-round KO streak.
Yes,
I think it's just who he's faced. That's the problem, and that this is he just hasn't faced top competition. And tomorrow night he is. That's my whole thing of him. It just he beat guys.
Like Chris Dawkins beat Shamil in the second round, and Sergey Pavlovich beat him in 4 minutes. So it's like the same win, just faster and more impressive.
Oh, you're doing some math. You're doing some MMA math.
Well, right, but the biggest problem is that. No, I know, but honestly, like to me, I think I have Pavlovich ranked in my rankings. But the biggest issue is he missed 3 years almost. Like he had a 3-year layoff. That's the big thing. Like Shamil's a good win, no doubt about it. But I think people have kind of understood that Shamil is just not the guy he was over the last few years, and maybe really wasn't that guy. But I mean, obviously, you go out beat Derrick. Obviously, the UFC sees something in the man because they're matching him up with Derrick Lewis. So it's a good opportunity for him. And this fight's going to be great.
Did you guys watch Valentin Moldavsky's fight against Ryan Bader? Do you think Valentin Moldavsky is better than Sergey Pavlovich?
Probably.
I don't.
Hold him down.
I definitely. I think Valentin Moldavsky should be is a light heavyweight.
I just want to say I apologize. I apologize to no one. I have Pavlovich ranked 12th in my. I have him ranked the highest among us in the MMA Fighting global rankings. I just want to say I am leading the Pavlovich charge.
I would put him like 14 or 15. I'm not saying it's top 10, but I would rank him.
Yeah, he's kind of like outside top 20.
But you know what? Listen, this is the beauty of this matchup: is he wins, he jumps right in there, right? I mean, we can say he's deserving of a spot now, or whether he should be top 15 or just outside the top 15, which I imagine where he is. That's like the lowest he is among anyone who's paid attention to his career. But beat Derrick Lewis, you're in there. And if you lose, I don't think he drops. I would imagine he doesn't drop that much in most people's esteem. Derrick Lewis is again 2-time UFC title challenger.
He wouldn't drop anywhere. I mean, he's already outside the top 15. He would lose to a top 5 heavyweight. So why would he? If
he beats, if he wins on Saturday, he's in all of our top 10s at least.
I would hope so. It would be a weird oversight if he wasn't. Yeah, unless you just
I have Lewis at 7, so he would be in the top 10 for sure.
I would probably, looking at our rankings, I'd probably put him at 10. Like Lewis would probably fall to 11 or 12.
Oh, you would just drop Lewis.
Yeah. Well, no, Lewis would go to 12 and Sergey would be 10.
See, it's tricky for me to drop Lewis though, because then Lewis has to drop below like Blades. and Volkov, and these are
That's
guys
how
he has
that's how it
beaten.
works. That's how it works.
It doesn't have to
That's
work that
it.
way though, or you just bump Pavlovich up. That's the other option, and that's what I would
Well-
do. I think if anything, I think Pavlovich might be on my rankings I would just jump him up to the number 5 spot, which sounds crazy, but
That is crazy.
I can't. How can I drop Lewis below Blades and Volkov?
It's not head-to-head matchups. It's like, so you're saying you would
Why
have,
not?
if Pavlovich beats Lewis, say,
Mm-hmm.
good decision victory, you
Yes.
would then say Pavlovich is a better fighter than Curtis Blades.
I'm just saying I might have to rank him higher.
So your rankings don't actually have to do with who you think the better fighter is. Just
Sure they do. How do I know that Pavlovich isn't a better fighter than Curtis Blades?
we would never know that. We would never
Until they
know
fight,
that.
right? So the only thing we can do is go with the evidence we have, which is we know Derrick, use a little MMA math, which of course never fails. As we all know, MMA math is the ultimate solution for proving who is better and who's going to win a fight. So Derrick Lewis has beaten Curtis Blades. Pavlovich beats Derrick Lewis. Pavlovich gets a spot. It's not fair.
It depends how Pavlovich, how he wins, how he.
It definitely would depend,
How
yeah.
Derrick Lewis looks and stuff. That's all.
Also, how long ago was the Lewis?
Every win is no wins are the same.
How long ago was the Lewis Blades fight now? So it's still like just less than 2 years ago, February 2021. So
It's also, we're talking about heavyweights. Literally anyone could be anyone.
yes, this is true, and that's why I think like Pavlovich.
Tai
I don't think it's
is
crazy.
like number 3 or something.
As he should be. He's fought his way there. He's
To
earned
the
it.
proper. Yeah.
No, it is true though. At some point, you do have to drop Derrick Lewis down. I guess it's just weird because again, the fight with Blades wasn't that long ago. And also, if you're asking me who's the better fighter, like I don't know. I think Derrick Lewis is still better than him. So it is tricky.
Dober's here.
Drew Dober, the man with the golden jaw.
All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim, live on ABC and ESPN in the lightweight division, Drew Dober.
Fight very likely not to see the scorecards, but stranger things have happened. But both these men definitely know how to end a fight early. I think Alves. Let me look at his last fight.
This fight's totally going decision.
Now that I've said it.
Yeah. Ain't no way. Ooh, he looks like he got a tough weight cut.
Holy cow.
Dober is not frozen. Oh. This is tense.
What?
We need a timer.
What is he doing? What?
Drew Dober.
155.5.
I thought it was gonna be 156 after all that time. Like Jesus Christmas.
AK,
What-
can you say it?
I just want to make sure it's official. Sorry, 155.5. His fight with Rafael Alves, is official. He's. I shouldn't have described. Everyone's watching. Jose, you're there. So he's taking like a pen and he's like very lightly like tapping it, like just to make sure it's perfectly balanced. Is that what I'm seeing? Am I seeing that correctly?
Okay.
That's correct.
What? I've never. Jose, you have better memory than I do. I've never seen that before.
We lost your feed, Mr. Youngs.
Huh? Oh.
We've lost. We can still hear you, but we've lost visual.
Oh, weird.
Okay. Casey, have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, the guy's just doing his job.
No, but have you ever seen that exact method, like taking this little pen and just kind of like lightly tapping the both ways?
That makes more sense
get
because
it.
you tap with your finger. Your finger has a little cushion, so it's not gonna
You
be as
are-
accurate.
You are making stuff. You are just making stuff up. Right. Are you friends with this guy? You are just making stuff up right now.
Well, that's the whole thing about the Charles Oliveira. That was like, I can't believe the commission did their job. Arrgh. Like, why aren't they all like the other crappy commissions
I
we complain
cannot
about?
believe you are
And
defending.
these guys do their job, and now we're complaining
this-
about them doing their
this-
job.
I cannot believe you are defending this gentleman's bizarre method of weight. Mike, am I out to lunch here? Does this not look strange to you?
It's just the conversation we have all the time about consistencies in the sport. How there are none. There are zero. Some fighter, like go to Abu Dhabi, dude steps on a scale, we slam it home. We're just like, the 156. There you go. Vegas, Vegas, same thing. Dude, like slams it, it's walking away, screams a number, and then you go to Phoenix, and you go to Dallas, and it's just like,
like, and the other places they use the digital scale. Some places, so
right. So like, just I don't know. If there was all the same across the board, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But it's not the case.
This guy is doing the Happy Gilmore method of getting the weight right, Mike. He's like, just tap it in. Just tap-a-roo. Tap it in.
Why are we in such a hurry? We still have an hour and 10 minutes. Did
you see Drew Dober on the scale? He did not look happy to be up there, Casey.
Like I said, if you can't stand there for 1 minute, you got to do medicals anyway, right backstage. They make you do the same thing. Like you got to stand on one foot. You have to lean over one foot. They make you do it backstage too. But these guys are dehydrated, and if you're so dehydrated that you can't stand for 1 minute somewhat still, then you probably can't get in a full-on cage fight the next night.
It sounds like someone is saying we should overhaul the whole weight cutting system, and I think that's just insane.
It's perfect the way it is.
Listen, people have been doing it this way for this long means it should never change. Come on, that's how things work.
That is tradition.
Come on,
tradition.
Yeah, that is the definition of tradition. People have been doing it a certain way. If it ain't broke, don't break it.
And it clearly is broke, but I'm just going to deny that it's broke, so it's not broke.
I hope you get this. I hope your next fight, Casey, is in Texas, and you get this scale guy, and you get to enjoy the show he's putting on in front of you. It's going like, just stand there another 30 seconds, Mr. Layden. Hold on, I need 2 pens. I'm gonna get 2 pens here, and you're gonna be like, and you're the whole time you're just gonna be nodding your head like, "Good job, guy. Good job. Very happy to see it. Finally, someone did it right."
You're Mr. Rules. You're Mr. Rules.
I don't see anything in the rules describing this pen method. I've never seen this pen method before. Listen, it's working so far. No one's missed weight, so you're right. Maybe I should just.
I'm not even sure what you're complaining at. You're complaining at the man doing his job.
It's peculiar. I'm not. I am complaining a little. It's peculiar. People in the comment. You know what? I haven't run a poll yet. I'm running. let's let the people. I will try to word this poll in a non-unbiased way. What do you think of the UFC 277 scale
guy?
Yeah. He's doing a great job. So option 1. Option 2, what's up with the pens? What's up with the pen? There you go. So 2 options. 3. Option 3, Michael, give me another option.
Draw.
Is that a pen joke? Are you making a pen pun there? All right, guys, that poll is up there. People, let us know in the comments. What is that? You're watching. Am I crazy? Does it not look a bit strange? What's going on here with the? Again, he's doing his job. Everyone's weighed in successfully. I don't see any of the fighters really complaining.
The only thing I will complain about is the 0.5 is really unnecessary in the sense that just put it on, say for Drew Dober, just put it on 156. If it's under 156, just say 156. But for some reason they want to get it to the half pound, which is their prerogative. But really, it doesn't really matter. Just because he still has his shorts on, so you're not getting a 100% accurate weight anyway. So just put it 156, and if it's less than 156, we're good.
Ian,
I'm looking at Twitter, and it's like so many people are talking about it. Like, Kelly Murphy, one of the producers, Sirius, just tweeted out, "The scale guy is giving me anxiety." Like, that's
me too, and the fighters a bit too. I imagine.
Yeah, because no one's used to people doing their jobs. That's all. Like, what are you?
So the next time there's like a weigh-in, you're gonna be like Casey. I want you to be the first one to say.
I will say at my weigh-ins, I was expecting that, and when I got on the scale, the commission guy, I came in like a pound and a half under what I thought it was gonna be anyway. And so when I got on the scale, I thought it was gonna be some time up there. And I was up there for like 2 seconds, like, "Oh, you're good," and I was like, "Oh, all right, that's it." So I was expecting the Dallas commission guy at my fight.
You wanted more. You wanted more time. You were sad it was over so quickly.
Yeah.
Just looking at some of the YouTube comments here. Tanbosan Oyanuga says, "AK, you haven't adjusted a scale before. A light tap allows to move without the extra half of your hand." Yeah, why do you have to use a pen though? I don't buy the cushion. No. You said like it's a cushioning thing. This guy's saying like
you have a little.
Is it
Jose?
the pen, or is it the pen that bothers you, or is it just a foreign object that bothers you?
It's both. Yeah, it's both. It's like if it was anything, I'd be like, why is he just use your finger? Sorry, other comments here.
We've officially run out of things to talk about at MMA Fight.
No. This is there's so much talk. We haven't even talked about the fights, but I am not.
Yeah,
off
we could talk about the fist fighting. But no, let's talk about the guy at the pen.
Ian Ivanov saying there's nothing wrong with using a pen. Some people saying Drew Dober had like one of his hands on the scale, like his thumb was on the scale, and other people saying like even if he did, what does it matter? Who else? Someone said I'd rather be accurate than whatever. Okay, I don't know. Sorry, that's the
someone wrote that. I'd rather be accurate than whatever.
I'd like to credit the intelligent YouTube commenters. DeSafiro says, I'd rather the scale was accurate than Rush. Thank you, DeSafiro. UFC, account named UFC 205. It was a great show. If only we had digital scales. It's too bad we're still in 1993. Didn't we see the digital scale in New York?
Yeah.
We did, right?
That was Chicago. I think the most famous, to me, infamous one was Romero in Chicago when he missed weight by 0.2. Yeah.
If that had a beam scale,
on any beam scale, I guarantee he would have made it on a beam scale. But
you're right, close enough.
Dude, that was before I joined fighting, but like obviously we were all there, and I went because he had that like window to like keep cutting.
Yeah.
And so then he obviously came back and missed, but I went to, it's like etched into my brain. It's one of the grossest things I've ever seen. I like went to the bathroom after and it was just like throw up everywhere. Everywhere. But it was like I'm like, opened the door and I was like, my God. I just like ran out.
Romero looked horrible. Yeah.
Oh.
Casey Sir Smooth is calling you Casey Cushy Finger. So there you go. There's a little new nickname for you, pal.
I do need a nickname, yeah. And you can't make up your own, so yeah.
Casey Cushy Finger, lighter.
Like that, man.
Mariners fan very much supporting this discussion, saying this is why I tune into the Best Way in show. This is the kind of coverage and debate you guys don't get anywhere else.
All right? Like on this ESPN show, they're just eating like hot wings and getting drunk and
talking about the fights.
Laura Sengo's doing beer bongs and stuff.
Oh, beer bongs, and also like
we're talking.
She's also doing like analysis, like she's actually breaking down the fight in an intelligent, educated way. Come on,
get out of here! Get out of here!
Get out
Cushy
of here.
finger, cushy finger.
Stop showing off. All right. We got time. I guess we can talk about the fights a little bit.
All right, fights.
Let's go, right? Well, we're still waiting on the main event to become official.
What's up with Julia Pena? Where's she? This is odd, right?
I don't think this is odd for her. I think she is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like a not a rush to the scale.
All right. She gonna pull a Charles Oliveira here?
Don't say it. With this guy, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
This guy, if it's 0.1 over, let me tell you something. He's gonna know. He's gonna, you know why? Because he's got the pen. Because he's like, no, he's like, wait. Like people are gonna be like, I think she made it. He's like, no, she's one over. Thank God I had the pen
0.1 over
instead of my cushy finger. Let's talk about the fight. Mike,
dude, you got routed. Hey, Kate, we're on air right now. You know.
We're on air. Sorry, Mike. I know you had to. You had to talk about this fight on BTL. You had to talk about this fight on Heck of a Morning. You've been talking about this fight all week. Is there any angle of this fight that you feel hasn't been talked about yet, or that you just really need to, you really want to make sure is front and center?
That hasn't been talked about? I mean,
or if it's one that you just want to emphasize, even just one, because again, I don't know what hasn't been talked about with this fight yet.
This whole fight card.
I thought the fight, just the fight, the main event.
Any angle? Is there any angle of it that's like that? Again, that's kind of been
just in life in general.
Just how are you? How are you? Are you good?
I'm good. No, I think it's one of those fights that has grown on me. The closer we get to tomorrow, I like the matchup. The first fight was really interesting because, especially if you go back and watch it, a lot of people don't. We remember the first round is like Amanda dropping Julianna at the end of the round and like almost finishing the fight in a lot of people's minds. But we don't we don't go back and reflect on the body work, the leg work that Amanda was scoring with and doing so very consistently, which is probably the path that she needs in this fight to just kind of slow things down and work the body, work the legs. Because we've seen Julianna Pena, we've seen a lot of fighters that come from Rick Little's camp. They don't really defend those that often. They don't check a lot of leg kicks. So it would obviously be smart of Amanda to just slow things down and focus on that. But what happens if this fight gets to 3, 4, and 5? When Julianna's just like, I know you're starting to get tired, and she starts to push the pace a little more. Like, is Amanda ready for that? How will she respond to that? How will Julianna respond if Amanda does slow things down? She has a hard time getting inside and trying to rush her. Will it just be like a 50-45 kind of a fight? So I actually think it's a really interesting fight. It's one of those fights that my head tells me, if you look at them stylistically on paper, Amanda should win this fight 99 times out of 100. But Julianna is just such a dog, and she's so durable, and she can drag that brawl out of you. She's very good at that. Like a lot of the fights she wins, she's able to drag that brawl out of people. And the ones that are able to stay away from that are very successful. So can Amanda bounce back? Can she slow things down? And if so, can she keep Julianna away from her? Can she keep this from not being a dogfight whatsoever? I feel like, and Jed made a great comparison on his paths to victory, that this has, like, a lot of people were like, oh, this is Matt Serra GSP. No, I don't think so. This is more Conor Nate 1, like, where, you know, Conor approached the fight kind of like Amanda did. I'm just going to go in there and just beat this girl and move on to the next thing. And then the second fight, we saw Conor had great success in the first, get submitted in the second. Nate turned it around. Saw a lot of similarities in this fight the first time around. And then the second fight, Conor slowed things down a little bit. But then, like, that seemed to be the direction he was going. But there were times where Conor just got real aggressive. He would drop Nate, and then he would turn it on a little more. He's a little more patient, but you could see him start to tire out a little bit. And then Nate turned it on, and then Conor was able to dig deep late in the fight and just hang on and go to the cards and make it a split decision or majority decision, however that turned out. So this has sort of similar vibes to me, where I'm not talking about like from superstar status. I'm talking about like the styles, how the first fight went compared to the second. I think we're going to get a 25-minute battle tomorrow. I think we're going to get a fight where Amanda's going to come out, win the first 8 minutes pretty cleanly, and then Julianna's going to have a big moment in 2, and then take the momentum in 3, 4, maybe it flip-flops towards the end, and then 5, it's going to come down to 5, and they're just going to battle it out for those last 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens. So I actually think this fight is a lot more competitive than people say, because a lot of people are on one side or the other. They just think like Julianna's going to do exactly what she did in the first fight. And there are a lot of people who are just like, yeah, that was a fluke. Amanda's going to go in there and just pulverize her. Well, I think this is going to be a 25-minute war. It's going to be a seesaw battle that just goes back and forth, and it's going to come down to the final 5. That's the way I see it after watching both of these women's fights and then going back and watching the first fight.
What do people mean when they say fluke? Like Matt Serra catching GSP on like a overhand right when GSP's never known. Matt Serra's never really been known for, knockout punching. Why did they think? Why is this a fight a fluke? Like Amanda got caught or something? Yeah. Like what's the fluke part? I don't understand.
It's just it's a loosely turned word. It's like robbery.
And it's really Nunes.
Most fights aren't always robberies, and upsets aren't always flukes. So
and keep in mind, it's mostly Nunes. Right, it's mostly Nunes that's been saying the fluke thing, right? I don't know a lot of people in the media who called that for a fluke.
Yeah, to me, like it wasn't a fluke. There was nothing fluke about it. Peña had a path to victory, one path to victory, and she fucking cursing now. Oh my! She stayed on that path. She stayed on that path, and she beat Amanda Nunes the same way that she's lost every single fight. You get her tired, you get her on her back, you submit her, or you ground and pound her. Like that's how she's lost fights before, many fights before. So I don't understand. I mean, to me, the biggest question is like, is Amanda Nunes just going to have the cardio? Because that clearly the cardio wasn't there in the first fight. Is it going to be there this fight? If Amanda Nunes has cardio, she wins the fight.
Let's look at her history of sort of going deep into a fight. So there was of course the second fight.
But it's deep into a fight that she's losing. It's not deep into.
For sure. Let me set up.
But you have to. But yeah, I'll throw it to you. I'll let you do that in a second. But we also have to remember that Julianna Pena legit called this from the get-go. She said she laid it out. This is how this fight's going to go. She's going to hit me with big shots. She's going to dominate the first round, and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to beat her up and I'm going to finish her. Like, she said that since UFC 200 on. Like, that's how she saw this fight playing out. For years, she called it. Said that's how it was going to go, and that's exactly how it went. So you can't call it a fluke if someone, like, literally lays out how they're going to do it. So no, honestly, like, this is fluke was a word that's used a lot, like on Heck of a Morning, talking about this fight. But there are no flukes in MMA. I just think it's just such a loose term that people just throw around.
Yeah, I think the more is like, did Amanda Nunes just have an off night, and just not fully prepare for Julianna Pena?
Sure.
It could be a lot of reasons.
I believe that.
Maybe she was sick. I think, to me, one of the biggest question marks, and we're never going to know the answer for this, to be honest, is she had a serious COVID infection, and that will affect your cardio. That will seriously affect your cardio. That will affect your weight cut, and it affects every fighter differently, every person differently. So, just Amanda Nunes, she had that same. Her last fight with Peña, like, it was that same cardio levels that I've seen. I haven't seen from her in a while. Actually, it was pre her. Remember, she always had sinus problems and stuff, and like she actually had to pull out a fight. I think on one of her Shevchenko fights, she had to pull out the day of or something. So I thought that Amanda Nunes was gone. That's why I was still picking Peña. But the old Amanda Nunes showed up for that Peña fight, and that's why she lost. So I'm really interested. Do we get the Amanda Nunes that we've seen as a champ, or kind of that uneven Amanda Nunes that we had, kind of her coming up the ranks? And I don't know who we're going to get, because we weren't there in a training camp.
We got Alex Morono coming.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll continue the discussion. Let's see Alex Morono coming up. His opponent has already weighed in, so could be.
But when we come back, I want AK to talk about their season of Tough and how much that season of Tough got us hyped for this fight.
Don't get me started.
Love of God, no.
Don't get me started. Oh, Casey, cue me up. Can you put a little thing at the bottom after this weigh-in? Tough 30 breakdown.
Alex Morono.
Alex Morono. Should we time this weigh-in? All right, let me let me do this real quick. Oh, no, I'm a little slow. Sorry, guys, I'm a little slow. Okay. Just tap it in. Just tap a root.
$171, the official weight for Alex Morono.
It only took about 12 seconds. All right, well, that was normal. All right, 171 for Alex Morono. His fight with Matthew Semelsberger is now official. All right, I do want to talk about the Ultimate Fighter, obviously. I mean,
Mike's gone. Mike left.
He heard Mike. You know what? Don't worry. I'll wait for him to come back before I start talking about the Ultimate Fighter. He wouldn't want to miss it.
He just turned his 2-week notice in. Like, I can't hear about Tough. I'm done.
The whole fluke thing is ridiculous. I mean, again, you only hear it from fans. I don't think anyone serious in the media would call that first fight a fluke. And again, from Amanda herself, Amanda has been the one pushing the fluke narrative the most. So if you're wondering why do people call it a fluke, it's just because Amanda's the one that's been out there saying, "Oh, it was a fluke." It was Amanda. It's not. I don't know.
Did she say like the submission was a fluke? The fight was a fluke? Because I understand, like, there is people get caught with submissions like that you shouldn't, but like
I don't know.
I've never that was like the weirdest. Like
there's not a good explanation for it. It's not a fluke. It's not. There's not a good explanation for it. It's
all
not
right, let's we'll move past.
Yeah. So let's look at her history of people know her history of 5-round fights, but let's look at
Mike's
it
back. Mike's back. All right.
Oh, I can talk about the Ultimate Fighter now. No, okay. I'll talk about that. Let me before I get to that. There's a second Shevchenko fight, which was pretty low, slow pace, to put it nicely. So her cardio really wasn't testing that fight. Very methodical, 25-minute fight. So no cardio issues there for the champ. The fight with Raquel Pennington goes into the 5th round. Complete domination by. She was
dominant from the first.
Complete domination by Nunes. So other than at the risk of like punching herself out, she really wasn't. The gas tank was not in question. She was just in complete control of that fight. A couple of first-round finishes follow that. Then there's the GDR fight, where she controlled it again with her grappling for the most part. So again, you could say again, was the gas tank tested? Probably not. And then the Felicia Spencer fight, also domination. Again, almost like the Pennington fight, just landing so many punches, you just wondered, was she going to punch herself out?
It was the Felicia Spencer fight that her dominance over Felicia Spencer was the reason I thought she was going to dominate Julianna Pena too. Because I was like, oh, Felicia Spencer, she's a true 45er. And like her path to victory over Nunes would have been to take her down and just just beat her up from the top, from Peña Spencer, and she wasn't able to do any of that. So I was like, okay, there's no way this former flyweight should be able to do that to Amanda Nunes. And Julianna Pena had something else that planned that night, though.
Yeah, and again, as we said, if anyone was going to predict a Peña win, like Jed Meshew did, it was based on, can she just sort of outlast her? Can she push the pace, outlast her, maybe catch the champ on an off night? And it looks like all those things happened. All the credit in the world to Julianna Pena.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do think Amanda Nunes' cardio, even though yes, before she became champion, there was fights where she sort of faded in the third round. So it was a criticism that has always lingered. This wasn't a new thing. This wasn't something that just came up, before the Peña fight or after the Peña fight. This has been a lot of talk about that for a while. So, but I do think, again, she's shown that she can slow the pace. It's just that Peña is a very different beast than, like you said, like Felicia Spencer, GDR, Raquel Pennington. She just cuts a pace that few can match. So that is the big question mark. But I do think Nunes' cardio or ability to manage the cardio anyway.
That's probably more accurate statement. Managing the cardio.
So I'm with Mike. I do think we see it go the distance this time. I'm still not sure about the winner though. I haven't picked a winner yet. We'll get to that in the preview show later. Jose will be joining us to preview show, so we don't need to get his official prediction yet. Okay, so we can all kind of hold off on that. But I think we're also all expecting I'm expecting like a super entertaining competitive fight.
I think no matter what happens, just the high stakes of the fight will make it entertaining, no matter what. Just even if it's 25 minutes of Peña grinding out a tired Amanda Nunes, I still think that will be exciting because of the stakes and what's at stake for Amanda Nunes' legacy. To be honest, I think that's the biggest thing that's at stake here is her legacy. Because if she loses back-to-back fights to Julianna Pena, and Julianna Pena is obviously a very good fighter, but I don't think anyone was really thinking about putting her as up there in like the all-time great female bantamweights. But dude, she does this again tomorrow night. I don't know. Everything kind of like a lot of opinions are going to change. I feel like I don't know. It's I really enjoy this fight. I just think this fight. I think the whole season of Tough just basically killed this whole season of Tough kind of killed the momentum for this fight. Actually, I think it did the opposite as far as like creating excitement for this fight. To be honest,
you didn't see someone didn't watch the axe throwing.
Was that the coach's challenge?
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting. Throwing. Amanda Nunes had never done it before. Julianna Pena had, and Julianna Pena won pretty clearly. They couldn't even edit it in such a way that it looked like, oh, it was really close. I'm like, nah, it was pretty much over early. So yeah, that wasn't great. Yes, as someone who watched every episode. Well, I mean, look, we all watched every episode. Casey, I know you did. Mike,
yeah,
I know you
did. I ordered the Blu-ray. I ordered it on Blu-ray.
Jose never missed it. Jose's always sending me those screeners. I know Jose's been, so he watched it before. I think before anyone else. I think he watched it as soon as it shows up in his inbox. He just turns the screen. Yeah.
It is so bad because we get to watch them early, and then we have all our articles and our tweets embargoed, and we just have to sit there all day. Like,
I just want to talk about the other fighter.
It wasn't the whole thing.
What's that, Jose?
I NFT'd the whole season.
Oh, wow, gosh, you're so hip. You're so hip and so good with your money. Yes, NFT'd whole. Yeah, listen, it was an exciting season. We've talked about. Mike has talked about
except for Miller. She's awesome.
Julianna Miller is a real personality. We always talk about who's the Diego on the season. She might be the Diego. I can't remember how many female Diegos there's been. I mean, obviously we have some guys who fit the standard pretty easily. Luke Kumo back in the day, Ricky Tercios most recently. I mean, almost the son of Diego Sanchez. And now we have listen, women can Diego Sanchez it up too. And Julianna Miller, quite the character on the show, and competing in the finals.
I've never met her, but Esther she was with Lima McFarland, and Miller was in her corner, so she spent some time with Miller, and she goes, "That girl's crazy. That girl's crazy." So,
in a nice way, yeah,
in a nice way, yeah, the fun way. The fun, she's a professional cage fighter. I can tell.
She's gonna be, I think, a pretty big underdog. I think against Brogan Walker. People, I'm sure, remember Brogan Walker from. She's competed. I think pretty much everyone on the show competed on Invicta, but I think Brogan had at least 3 or 4 appearances and faced some good competition. So she should be the favorite going in. But yeah, Julianna Miller, a bit of a wild card. And in the heavyweight finale, because everyone wants to know, Mo Usman and his team, his Team Peña teammate Zach Paga. So there you go, guys. And that is August? Oh, 6th. How do I not know this? August 6th.
Next weekend.
Okay, I'm sorry, next weekend. They're calling it UFC Vegas something.
59?
Whatever. Listen, it doesn't matter. We all know it's hashtag, guys, get it trending. Hashtag Tough 30 finale. Okay. I'm upset that they're not calling it that. I don't know why they're not calling it that. What a missed mark. So I just want to give an update on the poll here. What do you guys think of the UFC 277 scale guy? Only 31% think he's doing a great job. 49%. What's up with the pen? 20% draw option that Mike proposed. I don't know what that means. Again, they're in the middle,
Excellent.
or they think he's going to. They just want him to draw something with the pen. So a little confusing.
Like we're starting a game of Pictionary. It's just
a little confusing.
Are you good at Pictionary? AK?
Guessing things, yes. Drawing, I can't draw to save my life.
You don't have to draw. It's really how you draw, not how well you draw.
I can't. Everything just ends up looking phallic.
We should. All right.
So anyway, the co-main event, vacant interim title fight. We don't need to debate the merit of it being interim, whatever. Listen, it's here. It's getting two guys paid more money. Is that the way it should work all the time? No, whatever. But I think,
did the UFC do a bad job of selling this as an interim fight?
they've done they do a bad job selling any flyweight fight.
Okay,
Let's be honest.
okay.
They don't, it's not title or no title.
Forearm, man.
Yeah. Both men successfully weighed in. That fight is official for now. Moreno, Kai Kara-France, a rematch from a past fight that Moreno won by unanimous decision, but they're both very, very different fighters now. This was a lifetime ago. I want to say this was back in 2019, December 2019. So this is pre-COVID. This is literally a whole other world. Very different fighters, 5 rounds this time, title on the line. Kai Kara-France on a wicked hot streak right now. Looking like he's peaking, and Brandon Moreno, a former champion. So, Jose, what do you think of this fight? Are you anticipating this? Are you looking forward to this fight more than as much as the main event?
I think in terms of like a mixed martial arts competition, yes. I think the main event has a more interesting storyline. But in terms of an actual fist fight or high level martial arts, Jesus, yeah, the co-main event checks all the boxes for me.
Oh yeah, rules.
Plus, like I'm down to see either man fight Davidson Figueiredo in the future.
I hope that Davison. Mike, what's up with the bantamweight talk? You've talked with him again on Heck of a Morning a lot. You know, people asking what's up with Davison.
That's the issue of this title
What's
fight,
up with
because all the Figueiredo bantamweight thing is kind of weirding out this title fight.
Yeah, but we also know that it's just makes no sense, that this is probably the silliest reaction to an interim title fight in the history of the UFC from the champion. Like this is not like a disrespectful thing. Like this is what it is. This is a glorified number one contender fight. In a lot of people's eyes, when we were coming out of that January card, like this is what we wanted. We wanted to see this fight, Moreno versus Kai Kara-France. Like because there's a compelling argument to be made for both guys. Like, do we have Moreno and Figueiredo fight for the 4th consecutive time? Do we have Kai Kara-France, who just beat an undefeated dude who everyone thought would fight for a title at some point, Askar Askarov? Like, who gets the shot? And now we have our answer. Like, let's just have them fight each other. So Davison getting hurt, like, he took this as, like, a big slap in the face, and he's like, well, I'm going to go to bantamweight unless you pay me way more money, and I'll stay at flyweight. And the UFC hearing that is like, okay, go to bantamweight and we'll just save the money you think you're going to get from us that you're not going to get. This is good for Davison Figueiredo. This is great for Davison Figueiredo because the winner of this fight will fight him in a unification bout. And that fight is so much bigger than if you just threw Figgy in there right now with one of these guys. The plan was to do the Moreno fight. Like, we know this. It's been reported a million times on this card. But then we found out about the Figueiredo injury, and here we are. I told you guys on Heck of a Morning in April when we were covering the Jacksonville card, like, this was the fight that was probably going to happen. They were going to do an interim title fight. Brandon Moreno and Kai Kara-France are probably going to fight in July. And this is what's happening. Like, this is great for Davison Figueiredo. This is very good for him. Because now whoever wins this fight, especially if they go out there and just have a great battle, like the winner's going to go and fight Figgy Smalls. It's a big deal. Like it might be the biggest fight it might be the biggest fight in this division. So yeah, I did not understand the reaction to this. Like, you're just going to make more money. after this fight, Davison. Like, you're just gonna make more money. I didn't understand the. I didn't understand his criticism of it. Then he went to Yeah, he moved to.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on with his life outside the cage, because like he was with Waleed for, I think, since day one, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And to get to the top of the mountain finally, and then dump your guy that's been with you seemingly the whole time. It's just a lot of weird things. I don't think we really know what's going on. But yeah, right. It's not logical. Yeah.
Poorly handled.
And that's
feels.
And that's one of the things too. Like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, maybe Brandon Moreno is not going to be as up for this because he's not fighting Figueiredo." Not true. Brandon Moreno wanted this fight. He was like, "If Figgy's not fighting in July, I am. I don't care. I'm fighting in July. If I fight Kai Kara-France, I'm fighting Kai Kara-France." And the same thing, he's laying the groundwork later on. He goes, "I'm fighting in December, whether Figueiredo's ready to go or not." Like, he doesn't care. He just wants to fight. Like, these are the days I want to fight. And if Figgy fights me, great. If he doesn't, I don't care. I'm still fighting on this date. So I don't think the fact that Figueiredo's not in this fight affects Brandon Moreno at all.
No.
At all.
No,
not in any way.
The only thing I think it affects is the prestige of the belt, because that just seems this interim belt feels more like a contract dispute rather than a injury, and that was the issue with Gane and Lewis fighting for the interim belt. It wasn't because of an injury; it was because it was a contract dispute. So they're throwing this interim belt out, and that's why the impression, I think, that fans and I feel that it's not an interim belt for the proper reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also had a pay-per-view in Houston, and you promised the city and the arena and the people involved, like, we're going to bring an event with a title fight.
Yeah.
What are we going to do here? Let's bring our hometown guy in and let's just throw a title on the line. Like, a lot of, like, nothing that happened in that, like, the matchmaking, the interim title, all of it, like, none of it really made any sense, but it's just trying to, like, fill a spot that needed to be filled. Like, I don't think this is as egregious as that one by any stretch of the imagination, but
because it's not the main event,
this
at least.
is just, yeah. I mean, this is just a great fight. Like, we have to think of this what it is. There is an interim title on the line. It's a belt, and there's more money, and that's great. We love that. That's tremendous. But, like, this fight is just as interesting if it's just a 5-round flyweight fight between these two guys in the co-main event without an interim title. Like, the only thing that makes this positive in our eyes more than anything is that it's the money thing. Like, now these guys are getting paid to, like, have a championship fight. Yeah. You could have just done this non-title and just paid them more, and it's the same exact thing. Like, the fight doesn't.
I agree.
The fight still rules. The stakes are still exactly the same because the winner's going to go on and fight Davison. So, we got movement. Who's it going to be?
Well, I don't know. A lot of people just ran in and ran out.
Yes.
Julianna
could be Orion Cosce, could be Jocelyn Edwards, could be Anthony Smith, or could be Julianna Pena.
Who's it?
Good away, Kay.
Could be Orion Cosce, could be Jocelyn Edwards, could be Anthony Smith, or could be Julianna Pena.
It could be.
Sorry, Casey, I wasn't sure if you.
It could be the sleepy UFC production employee right there. Yeah, get a good stretch in there. Get a good stretch.
Could someone coming up going to weigh in somewhere in the range of 135 and 205 pounds? That is my expert opinion. I can't say for sure who it's going to be. It's going to be within that range.
I say between 134 and a half and 206, AK.
Oh, I disagree. No.
Draw.
No.
Draw.
Anthony Smith is not using that.
Draw.
It could have been. It could have been a false. It could have been a false alarm because everyone just left that.
Oh, false alarm.
We heard Jocelyn. Aaron Brown started next to me, said he heard Jocelyn.
Okay. All right, guys.
I turned the music on and everything.
You're still. That's good. You know what? We're just testing the emergency weigh-in alarm system, and it's working like a charm. Still good. You know what? Mike, let's do the rain. Let's do a little rain dance then. I bet once you start reading it, like halfway through, someone's gonna show up.
We ready? Oh,
okay.
Let's do a rain dance.
All right. Hold on. Let me grab my piano here. Stretch my fingers.
Is it tuned? Is it tuned? Is it tuned? Right?
Tune. Tune.
Yep.
Tune. All right, it's tuned. Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, so here's what we got so far. Amanda Nunes, the challenger, has weighed in successfully at 135 pounds for her bantamweight title fight against the champion Julianna Pena, who has not made the scales just yet. Interim flyweight title on the line, co-main event, Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara-France, both weighed in successfully, 124.5. Rain dance is over, baby.
I knew it.
Good
Every
night,
time.
everybody.
There we go. There's our man. Dip, 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 dip.
He's even got the pen moving just to like find a spot.
UFC Women's Bantamweight Division, Jocelyn Edwards.
Here's Jocelyn Edwards.
I guess.
I want to interview this man.
You?
He's like, let me talk to the pen.
How many pens do you have,
Let
sir?
me see this pen.
Is the pen calibrated? That's my question.
Oh, there you go.
What if the pen has a
that's a
squishy
great
top?
question.
Casey, what if it has a squishy top?
See, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
What if it's one of those pens with an eraser on the top of it? Does
Yeah.
that change it?
It's a stylus.
Or a little
Yeah, man.
fuzzy. It could have a fuzzy, like a
Yeah.
little fuzzy.
Why is the MMA media doing their job and asking the tough questions?
Oh, we got the box.
Box
Forget the
of
pen.
shame.
Forget the
Box
pen,
of
guys. We
shame.
have
No,
Whoa,
it's
whoa,
just the box.
whoa.
It's just the box.
Could be the
Just
box
the
of
box.
redemption.
Conclusions.
Could be the box of redemption.
All right. Oh boy.
The pen is this might be the most interesting one with the box.
Let's get a timer. It's mark the time when she gets on the scale. All right.
Here we go.
At 05, 35:05.
One 37.5 for Jocelyn Edwards. That is a pound and a half over the bantamweight limit.
137.5 for Jocelyn Edwards, as John Ack just noted, 1.5 pounds over the bantamweight limit. So let's make a note of that. I gotta tweet this out. So that fight is certainly not official. No music, please. No music. Okay, well, you can play some.
So the box of shame. It is.
It is right now. It is the box of shame. Hope maybe she gets another chance.
Very top of the hour, 11 a.m. local time to make weight.
Oh, okay. So she's not getting an additional. Wait, she's not getting additional hours. She has until the top of the hour.
Which is how it's supposed to be.
Sure.
Texas Commission
So
doing it right. What is going
a
on?
little over 30 minutes. Let me check, guys. I gotta tweet this info out. You proud of yourself? Sorry, guys.
Those
She
were
will
all
have
live
until-
instruments. I had like a whole tuba.
She will have until that was amazing. Yeah. You went from the piano and then you had the horn right away.
I'm a Renaissance man here.
A second attempt. All right. She'll have until noon ET to make a second. noon ET, 10 a.m. local time, right? Am I getting my time zone? No. What time is it over there?
2.
It's
2 ET.
10:30 right now.
Just 30
Oh,
minutes.
till okay, never mind.
Just 33 minutes. Just to the end of the 2-hour window.
Yes. Sorry, what time is it in Texas, Jose?
Oh,
10:30.
10:30.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you're 1
they're
hour. 1
an
hour
hour
difference.
ahead.
I'm sorry. 1 hour difference. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Central Time Zone, man. Come on.
Listen, anyone who heard our discussion of the UK and Britain and Europe last week knows geography not my strong point.
Or time.
And-
That's why we have Zoom meetings every week to just talk about time zones. Why don't you show up for them every once in a while?
I show up and we it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
I think we get worse.
Now, to be fair, time doesn't move here in Texas
What?
Ooh.
Jose, why do you say that?
because it's a terrible place.
Come on. You've been there all week. Haven't you not been enjoying the
And this guy's coming from Arizona too.
Yeah, that's correct.
Why? Jose, why are you not enjoying your? I remember when you had to.
I'm from Houston, and I'll say this: Dallas sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about
Dallas.
what's wrong with Dallas? Anyone chime in? What's wrong with Dallas?
Casey, you can tell him.
Because they suck. And I'm
Okay.
from
There you go.
Houston.
H-Town for life. Okay, I
Yeah,
understand. But
it's more of a territorial thing, honestly.
Oh, okay. But Jose, what is your wait?
Well, because my mom's entire side of her family is from El Paso, which is about as far west as you can go.
Yeah.
And still be like, we were talking with like John Morgan, who's like Dallas is like where he's from, and he's saying that El Paso is closer. Casey, I didn't know this. You might know this. El Paso is closer to LA than Dallas, and they're in the same state. That's how far west El Paso is in Texas.
That's when I moved from Houston to LA, I literally jumped on the I-10 and just went west, and it goes to El Paso. When I hit El Paso, I wasn't even at the halfway point, and I'm still in Texas. That's how freaking far. Like, what a long drive. How big Texas is.
I'm seeing some unkind. Go ahead, Jose.
It's just a territorial thing. Like,
Cases
Houston, and my whole family's in El Paso. I like Corpus Christi. It's home of Selena.
Yeah.
Our pride and joy.
Bitty bitty bum bum.
Oh, don't get me started, Casey.
Guys, we are getting some real Dallas hate in the YouTube comments. Chris Bushnell says, no good barbecue in Dallas. Derek Wilcox, so much traffic. Derek Wilcox also says, Dallas has had the same.
The roads are terrible. There's no rhyme or reason to anything.
Derek Wilcox also says, Dallas has had the same construction going on for 10 years. Dionic GG calls it a concrete swamp. So anyone want to defend Dallas in the comments? I don't see any.
I was walking down the street. I was like, when I first got here, when I first landed, because like you're sitting in because when I flew here, we were kind of delayed. So I was sitting on the tarmac for 2 hours before we even took off. And I was in the middle seat. So I was just like super cramped. So when I landed, I was like, I need to walk. So I just started walking down the street. And all of a sudden I didn't know where I was going. I was just walking a straight line. And there were like 200 people taking photos at like some spot. And I'm like, what is going on here? And they're like, oh, like literally 2 feet to the right of where JFK got killed. And I was like, I forgot that was here.
Oscar Lara saying Dallas has amazing steakhouses. So there you go. Okay, Jose, did you have a steak this week?
No.
No.
Shut up, again.
What?
No. Okay, you know what? I will give Texas credit is.
What did I go? What did I get? What happened to me there? What happened there?
I will give Texas credit is nowhere really else in the country do they embrace breakfast tacos as much as Texas does.
Oh yeah, 100%. Correct answer right there. Correct answer.
Yeah. Whenever I come to Texas, that's pretty much. If I'm in El Paso, I only eat Chico's tacos like for 7 days. And if I'm anywhere else, I just breakfast tacos all the time.
Angel Cruz saying Dallas has Luka Doncic. Duh, yeah. Shout out to Brian Tucker.
He's not even from Texas.
By the way, let me just say this.
They have him.
They pay him millions of dollars to wear a jersey.
He has a house there for sure. Yeah.
That was the tag in right there. Just any sports reference. Okay. I'm just gonna say this to you: if you're a Dallas sports fan, you're horrible. You suck. Wow. Dallas sports fans are the worst. And this is coming from a New Englander.
New England guy.
This is coming from a New Englander who is well aware of how stubborn we can be. You guys are the bandwagon jumping horrible fans. You suck.
Here's the difference. Like New England sports fans think that New England sports fans have no comprehension of anything outside of New England. To them, the league is one team, and then there's 29 other blank faces. Like to them, that is it. In Dallas, they don't watch sports. They just hear about them the next day. Oh, the Cowboys. Oh, cool. Did you watch the game? No.
Great point.
You got movement.
The Jose Young steak question is my favorite part of this entire show. No. That is amazing.
I still don't know what happened there. I'm so confused.
You know what you did.
So confused. Someone please weigh in. I need the pen guy. Back in my life.
You know what you did.
Yo, Jocelyn Edwards had no chance. when she saw him come up with that pen, she's like, I'm screwed.
Hey, AK.
Yeah.
Have you had a steak this week?
I have not.
Well, see, same boat.
Okay.
Terrible question.
Okay. If I were in Texas, I probably would have.
I doubt it.
Everyone's as confused as I am in the YouTube comments, but let's just leave it where it is. I'm just trying to see some more Dallas support. Pierre Strackler says, "Go Stars." Let's go Stars. Not even supporting the Cowboys.
No.
Just saying, just going different sport altogether.
I do think Dallas, like Mavericks fans, are real, similar to the Suns fans in Phoenix, because Phoenix.
You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that to be nice to Brian Tucker. You know,
they are now. They didn't used to be. They are now, though.
He's a huge Mavericks. I mean, he hates everyone on the team, but he loves the Mavericks supposedly. Yeah, he hates everyone.
I don't think I've ever heard him talk about the Mavericks before. Shocking.
Oh.
Anyway, Mavericks have good fans, I think. Cowboys fans are like Yankees fans, and they don't actually watch the sport. Anthony Smith.
America's team. That's why when I grew up, that was America's team. And I'm from Canada, so I know what I'm talking about.
I can't wait for them to go 5-11 this year.
Oh, this guy's getting ready. Here we go.
Pay-per-view main card live on ESPN Plus, the 5th-ranked UFC light heavyweight contender and former world title challenger Anthony Lionheart Smith.
Anthony Smith, here he comes. He said number 5 in the UFC rankings, number 8 in the MMA fighting rankings. People keep in mind, of course, our rankings include fighters from other promotions. So.
$205.5.
206. Uh-oh.
206.5?
Yeah.
No shorts?
Oh, they're bringing the box out.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith had a look on his face that said, "I can't believe this guy and his effing pen."
Box of shame.
That was he wanted to say. He's such a professional. He didn't say it. If anyone is going to comment,
He's so mad right now.
If anyone's going to comment on the pen guy, it's going to be Anthony Smith, and it's going to happen like soon. he is not. He's going to comment on a situation if he's got a problem.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see, like if these like other commissions where their trunks weigh like 2 pounds.
What if he's 206.2? I wonder how they're gonna.
No way! Don't do this.
206, the official weight for Anthony Lionheart Smith.
206 for Anthony Smith. So a little bit of a scare there, but he looked more annoyed than worried. He did not look like he thought he was going to miss. So there you go. The official weight is 206.
You know why? It's because right before he came out, someone asked him if he had steak this week, and that's why he's so.
Yeah. He was really cross about it.
What is this fight?
His fight with Magomed Ankalaev, official. Guys are just looking at the.
I love this. I love this fight. I love this fight. Love it.
Do you love
Great
it
fight.
because of what the potential entertainment factor will be, or do you love it because we're gonna find out something maybe about Ankalaev that we haven't seen yet?
I think both. Honestly, like I think Smith's gonna push Ankalaev to places we haven't seen before, but I also think Ankalaev's really good, and so we're either gonna get this feel good story of Anthony Smith like getting back to a potential title fight.
Before fights in a row. Or
Ankalaev's going to make his statement and get himself into that spot. Like, I don't think this is going to be boring at all. Like, I don't think this is going to be a boring fight. I think it's going to be – I think Smith's going to force him to be that exciting guy we sort of expected him to be in the Thiago Santos fight. And either Smith's going to continue this feel-good rise or Ankalaev's going to make a statement. So one way or another, we are going to learn something. And I think it's just going to be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. And it's going to be good stuff.
We can hear Juliana's kid.
Oh, that's good.
We hear a child.
What's to keep this fight from being a 3-round version of the Rakic fight with Rakic versus Smith? What's to keep from Ankalaev from basically laying and praying on Anthony Smith? Do you think Anthony?
It's going to be Anthony. Like Anthony if Anthony's just very cautious and like doesn't do anything, that's what will happen here. Because like I know there's two guys in these fights. There's two fighters in each of these fights, and if the fight's boring, both guys should probably get the blame for it. But I would like in my case, like we'll talk about Adesanya versus Cannonier. I put more of the onus on Cannonier over Adesanya. And the Santos Ankalaev case, like Ankalaev needed to make a statement in order to earn the title shot. But what Ankalaev is so good at in terms of like countering and setting things up, Thiago Santos wasn't giving him anything. So Ankalaev's just like, well, I guess this is what we're doing. And then he just went out. I just don't think Anthony Smith's going to be cautious at all. I think he's just going to get after it and try to turn this into an ugly street fight kind of a thing and have Ankalaev react to that. Now, I could be totally wrong, but that's how I see this fight playing out.
I agree. I do agree with what you're saying. Yeah, because I think once Anthony Smith maybe gets in bad positions, which I expect him to be in bad positions, he will be more aggressive in trying to get out of his positions rather than kind of being safe and not being submitted. I think who did we just TG Dillashaw kind of said that about Peter Yan in his fight against Aljamain. He's like, he just kind of chose to be safe and not get submitted rather than really work to actually escape and get up. Which when you work to escape to get up actually puts you at more risk because a lot of times you give up your back and everything. But I do believe Anthony Smith is in this fight at least will be the type of guy he will be more aggressive with his escapes, and which may lead to him getting finished. Because you try to escape, you get choked. You get your arms get stuck in there. But it also makes it a more exciting fight. I just think Ankalaev will. I think it's just a bad matchup for Anthony Smith, but I do believe Anthony Smith will make it a more exciting fight.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have a get or get got sort of mentality to it, where Anthony's just like, I'm just gonna like this is it. Like me fighting for the title, like this is everything. I'm just gonna throw everything I have at this guy. Like no one expects me to win this fight. Anthony's very confident. And the way he analyzes and looks at the sport and looks at fights, like, I mean, I felt this way about Korean Zombie in a lot of ways after talking to his team before the Volkanovski fight. I'm like, they have this, they're walking around Jacksonville like they got the secret that nobody knows. And it turns out like, but Volkanovski knew the secret apparently because he had maybe the best performance of his career in that fight. But Smith just is like, I don't get it. Like, I know you guys are all high on Ankalaev, but like, I don't get it. I've watched all of his fights. I don't understand it. So, but
Zombie
had a kill or be killed attitude though, and that's why I think Anthony Smith will have to, rather than just like, yes.
What was really that I didn't pick up until I rewatched the media day was Anthony Smith goes, because after watching him fight, he goes, I want to see him sign the posters because after watching his highlights, he doesn't even think Ankalaev is southpaw. He like picked it up watching. He's like, I don't think he's actually left-handed. Just watching his highlights.
Yeah, he's got such a mind for fighting. And that's why he's so good at an analyst role. Like he could do a great job with color. Like Anthony's always been that guy who looks at the sport from a student's mindset.
According to Laura Senko on the weigh-in show, Aaron Bronster just pointed out to me, Anthony Smith signed a new UFC contract.
Good for him. Well deserved. What a story that guy is. They need to do a 30 for 30 on Anthony Smith. I would watch the crap out of that thing.
Dude, I thought Anthony Smith was. I remember when he fought. I don't know if it was a UFC or maybe it was the last fight in Strikeforce when Anthony Smith was part of Strikeforce, and he got just crushed by Roger Gracie, and I just thought he's done. Like UFC's not going to sign him. He was an exciting fighter in Strikeforce, but we're not going to see him. And the career renaissance that he's created by going to 205 is incredible. And when you stand next to him at 205, you're like, dude, how the freak were you ever a 185er?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's big at 205. It's like he's a
big dude.
He's a big dude at 205. It's weird that he was ever a 185er.
When you guys talking about the left-handed thing, I was when Jose brought it up. All I could think about was Princess Bride, a little Nego Montoya, Pirate Roberts. I'm not left-handed either. That would be such a great
Smith
choice. Guess what? Which is like, tricked me.
Anthony Smith should bring up like a peanut butter cup to the ceremonial weigh-ins and try to throw it in his left hand. Like throw it on the left side and see if Ankalaev catches it.
Peanut butter cup of all things.
He gave it away.
You can't throw a bowling ball.
Jocelyn Edwards has forfeit 20% of her
here we
purse.
go.
She will not win.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fight will go
All
on.
right. Breaking
Okay.
news.
So fight.
Thank you, Jose.
So say it. Say it, AK.
Jocelyn,
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
want to say it. Do I have to?
Yeah.
The fight is official at a catch weight.
The fight is happening.
Well, no, I mean it's
It's official.
Okay.
It's official. It's
It's
happening.
official. All right.
Oh, you should have played the sad music. No, the sad music was appropriate, I think.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it is official.
I mean, it's
I'll think of play now.
for Kim. It's a good thing for Kim, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, let me let the good people of Twitter know what happened here.
So, Mike,
and let's-
what's
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jose.
what's at stake for Anthony Smith in this fight? Basically, if he loses this fight, maybe even loses badly, is he kind of in that permanent gatekeeper role, or is there still? Do you think there's still a path for him for another title shot?
I mean, I'm a never say never guy. Like the fact that Anthony's even in this position,
Exactly.
I think
It's hard.
surprising
It's hard
to
to
a
do
lot
never
of
to say
people.
never against Anthony Smith. Yeah, because of
You know what I mean? Like
who he is.
after the 2 losses, after the Teixeira fight, which by the way, like for those who forget about that fight, go back and watch it. Like the first 9 minutes of that fight was maybe the best Anthony Smith we had ever seen in the octagon. He was lighting Glover up. He was moving around like a welterweight, landing a ton of strikes. He was putting on just this incredible volume, and then just expecting like Glover wouldn't be able to handle it. And Glover just showed his toughness and just showed that he's just such a durable guy. And Anthony just kind of ran out of gas, and Glover took over and kind of smushed him the rest of the way. Rakic fight obviously was a rough one. That's one of the ones you look back on, just like, man, he just didn't show up for that one. And then I think like him ending up fighting Devin Clark in that spot was like the best thing you could do. And I know Casey likes to make the cases once in a while for these like ranked guys who maybe fought for titles who are on skids. Like, let's just throw them in there with somebody else like outside of the rankings to like give him a confidence booster. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened for Anthony Smith, because he went out there, finished Devin Clark quick. Now he's on the streak, and now he's potentially a win away from, worst case scenario, fighting Jan Blachowicz in a number 1 contender fight, which is insane considering how we felt after the Rakic fight. So good on him. I'll never say never with a guy like that, because he is pretty popular. He does have a good following, and people love a good feel-good story, and they would love to see it happen to a guy like Anthony Smith to come all the way back and somehow get gold wrapped around his waist. The problem is this division is such a mess right now with the title picture. Like, what's Yuri going to do? Are we going to do the Glover fight? Because no one expected us to be having this conversation. We all thought that either Yuri's just going to destroy Glover on the feet, or Glover was just going to take him down and submit Yuri in the first round. Like, we didn't expect one of the greatest fights in the history of the UFC to happen in Singapore between those two guys. So that kind of made this a little murkier, because now we have Jan, and there's a story there, and now potentially the winner of this fight. And now we have Jamal Hill fighting in a main event next week against the aforementioned Thiago Santos. And if Jamal Hill goes out there and just runs him over, now you have another guy that's in the discussion as well. So the division's kind of murky and messy. So I'm not saying like the door slams forever on Anthony Smith, but it definitely prolongs the road back to a title fight. So I think he's just gonna go in there and just let it all go, and whatever happens, happens. He's going to have that mentality, is that everyone expects me to lose, and I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to make this dude work. I'm going to make him earn it if he's going to beat the guy.
If Anthony Smith can do that, I never really envisioned him being a true title contender again. I always thought he was a very good fighter, but a true title contender. But, man, if he can do it on Saturday, especially impressively, I think you win anyway against Ankalaev. That's impressive, to be honest. Yeah. I can see it. I can see Anthony Smith actually getting back to that title shot, especially against someone like Yuri, because stylistically, him and Yuri would be, holy moly, that'd be exciting, and it's a fresh matchup. So, I agree. This fight is real. This fight's kind of overlooked, but there are high stakes in this fight, very high stakes.
For sure. Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely. I think they're higher for Ankalaev, honestly. Like, I think he has to win this fight. Like, Anthony can lose, and like he gets knocked back a bit, but he could still, because of his name and how people view him, like he'd have to win like 3 or 4 more in a row to even get back into the discussion. But I think with some of the guys that are on the way up, I think he could possibly do that, man. But if Ankalaev, because I mean, like I said before, Ankalaev fighting Thiago Santos. This was, all right, we're going to put this guy in a position. We'll put Ankalaev in a main event. He's going to go out there and just run over Thiago Santos, and then he's going to fight for the title. And yeah, he won, but he left that whole fight, that whole main event, those 25 minutes left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And it's partly his fault, not all his fault. And here we are. Now they're giving him another chance. Like, you got to go out and do it. Like, we're giving you these opportunities. You're putting you on the main card against a guy like Anthony Smith. Like, you got to do it. You got to go out there and show us that you are potentially the best 205er in the world. So another opportunity. The UFC is clearly high on him, but if Anthony Smith goes out there and does it, I think the road back for Ankalaev is going to be a lot longer than Anthony Smith's.
Agreed. I agree. Okay, are we in that zone where now we can start sweating a bit?
I think definitely for Orion Cosce. Again, we have said Peña is a notably a somewhat late weigh-inner.
Santiago Ponzinibbio was hanging about.
Weigh-inner. Oh, hi, Santiago Ponzinibbio. But anytime you get
this, fighting for an interim title in the co-main event.
Oh, there we go. Wait. Brandon Moreno. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anytime you get this close to the end of the weigh-in window, you certainly should be concerned. Again, I'm pretty confident Peña will be okay. Orion Cosce, I'm definitely, again, that just doesn't quite have the track record, of coming in late and hitting. But who knows? They do have 10 minutes left. Plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
For those who missed earlier, Jocelyn Edwards was our lone miss. She weighed in about like 45 minutes ago and made it pretty clear. And then she had the option of weighing in before the end of the weigh-in window, which again happens at the top of the hour in about 10 minutes. And we were told, as Jose reported, that she did not weigh in. Again, 20% purse penalty. Her fight with Garcia and Kim will proceed as a catchweight bout. So we are only waiting on Orion Cosce and Julianna Pena.
Edwards is normally a 25er, correct?
No. Edwards has fought at 135.
She's
I believe
35, but her last fight was at featherweight. I think it was a short notice fight replacement or something.
Oh, she's a 35er. Okay.
And then this fight was actually a short notice replacement. So she wasn't the original opponent.
No.
Correct.
No.
So her last fight was at 145 in Singapore. So like a month and a half ago. And now she's dropping back to 135 on short notice.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought she was a 25er.
Yeah, there are circumstances that are kind of like, make it a little bit easier to understand what might have happened there. 9 minutes to go.
I'm sweating. I'm gonna say I'm sweating.
You should be. I think we all should be.
This is the main event. She has to make 135.
Now, not for nothing, but when Aaron and I were just talking about this, when we got to the hotel today, there was an ambulance outside with the sirens on, with the lights on, which is never a good sign.
Ooh, boy.
A lot of people.
I have no idea if that means anything. I'm just saying that is what we witnessed when we got here.
That's never, yeah.
I'm gonna send a little social media spike out here. Actually, I better not. But anyway, I noticed a lot of viewers are tuning in. I think a lot of people are curious. Our viewership has actually gone up as the weigh-ins have gone on.
Tweet this out. Let's get people here. Let's get everyone.
Let people know.
Remember the last time there was a fight card here in Dallas. Champion didn't even weigh in. Nico Montano.
The infamous.
Yeah. And as Aaron just pointed out, there was an ambulance outside the building then too.
Dun. I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous.
Over 7 minutes.
It's because she heard you didn't add that tilde over her N, Casey.
You know what? I did in the graphics for BTL, but I couldn't figure out how to make the little squiggly line.
Do you have a MacBook?
How do you make the squiggly? How do you do the squiggly line?
You hold down Option, and then you hit N, and then you let go of Option, and then you hit N again. So it's Option N.
Did it work? Wait, hold on. That didn't work. I'm trying.
No, wait. You're on a Mac, right?
Yeah.
This is amazing programming, by the way. You can just hold down the character, right? You can just hold N down, and then it gives you options for all the accents, right?
Correct.
No, I always just do Option N or Option EE for my accent.
Oh, but I can't make it capitalized. That's the thing. I'm trying to.
Oh, that's silly.
Oh, yeah. Hold shift. Yeah, hold shift.
Jeez, this is tough.
Oh no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, guys. This is amazing. Guys, this is by the way, fighters only MMA, fighters only award, World MMA Awards coming up. Please, if you love this kind of content that we're giving you right now,
I can't. It won't work.
If you love this Mac accent tutorial, please vote for us at the World MMA Awards coming up soon. Vote for us. MMA Fighting is the best outlet. Errol Wani and Shaheen Al Shadi, best journalist. So MMA Hour, best show, guys. So and please continue to support our programming because this is the
you know who didn't get nominated this year for best programming? The Ultimate Fighter. That's messed up, right?
What a
That's
travesty!
messed up.
What a travesty! Nor did
but Contender Series did, right?
How?
Yeah,
Those are fights. What do you?
I mean,
there's like cards, right?
That tells you everything you need to know.
Message not received. We're almost
best MMA programming pay-per-views.
Guys, listen. Here's what we brought people today. We brought people talking about a guy poking a scale with a pen. We talked about that for at least like 20 straight minutes, and now giving incorrect tips on how to do a capitalized N with an accent over it on your Mac device. So really great stuff here. Please, guys, vote for us in the World Fighters Only World MMA Award.
We got movement.
Here we go. Someone's coming up.
Maybe it's Orion Cosce.
Could be. He's got time. 5 minutes.
Maybe it's Damon Jackson.
Oh.
Maybe it's Damon Martin.
Oh.
Box of shame.
Here comes the box. No, we don't know. I mean, right now it is the box of shame because the last person to use it was Jocelyn Edwards.
I saw Cosce just walk by.
It's not Julianna. It is not
Cosce.
Orion Cosce. So Julianna Pena will be the last fighter to step to the scale.
Woo!
Man.
And this weigh-in with the box and everything is going to take a couple of minutes. So, I mean, obviously, I think if she's there, whatever, she'll get to it.
No, we have a clock. There's a clock for a reason.
I know. Well, you got to hit it with the buzzer, Casey. You got to let them know. Like, she's going to have to jump on that scale like Michael Jordan or something and beat the buzzer.
All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim in the UFC's welterweight division, Orion Cosce.
I am getting deja vu, though. I do feel like Julianna Pena did this before. I'm getting the weirdest deja vu.
What? In a championship fight? What are you talking about?
No, not a championship fight.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's something.
Doing the genie stance. I like it.
I like that. Very respectful. I'm not touching the thing. Or is he? Hold on. Wait a minute.
The elbow.
Yeah, I was like, Jose getting in there.
You sneaky person.
Dude, that's smart.
No way.
I like it.
No one's stopping him.
He's not touching it.
He's behind it.
Okay. He's fine. It's perspective thing. Yeah.
Look at that stare.
Jose, get to the side. Get to the side.
Give me a second angle.
172.5 the official weight.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. I was 172.5. Like another fighter, 1.5 pounds over. And he will not have enough time to make the weight. So that we can call that a miss. We will find out later if the fight will proceed, and if so, what the penalty will be for Orion Cosce. Yeah, hit him with the music, Casey. Hit him with the music.
Sorry, buddy. I hate playing that music, but
You gotta keep it real.
The box of shame. I can't. I can't. I gotta respect the box of shame.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yikes.
3 minutes.
Good grief.
Oh,
I hope she's just been hanging around the whole time and just laughing.
It's like, haha, it just comes out of the ceiling.
Gotcha.
Nothing gets you prepared for the most important fight of your life by waiting to the very last minute for a weigh-in.
Shenanigans,
yeah.
Oh man.
Extra time. Or isn't? It's true. She's right. I think she's right here, guys.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. She has to weigh in, but I don't know if she's gonna make weight. Oh boy.
She's walking back.
Walking back?
No, she's like literally just walks behind the curtain.
Okay.
All right. The final fighter we're going this morning is the woman around whom this fight card was built, the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion, the Venezuelan vixen, Julianna Pena.
Here she comes.
Oh, no box.
Yeah, she trolled.
She got
and smiling. She's like 131.
134.5. The official weight for Julianna Pena.
134.5. That championship main event is official.
That is official. We will see you guys for the ceremonial sporting boat flying over at the American Airlines Center. One more sleep. We'll see you tomorrow night.
She's just having a laugh. She's just having a laugh. So there you go, guys. Mike, you want to hit Julianna Pena, Amanda Nunes rematch? That is official. Mike, I think you got to hit us with that rundown. We are all done here.
All right. There you go. As you just saw.
Whoa, what are you doing?
And as you're about to hear, this music. I'm just waiting for the tunes. Waiting for the tunes.
1, 2, 3.
There you go. UFC 277 going on tomorrow night in Dallas. As you just saw, Julianna Pena successfully makes weight, 134.5 for her first title defense against the woman with whom she took the title from, Amanda Nunes, who weighted at 135. Moreno and Kai Kara-France, interim flyweight title, 124.5 for both fighters. Derrick Lewis, 264.5 as a 10-pound weight advantage over Sergey Pavlovich, who weighted at 254.5. Alexander Pantoja and Alex Perez, they are set for their flyweight bout. Both fighters weighing in at 125.5. Main card opener, Magomed Ankalaev taking on Anthony Smith. Both fighters weighted at 206. Welterweight featured prelim bout. Alex Morono, Texas's own, taking on Matthew Semelsberger. Both weighed in at 171. Drew Dober, Rafael Alves, 155.5 apiece. Don'Tale Mays, 255, takes on Hamdi Abdel-Wahab, 264.5. Drakkar Klose, 155.5, takes on Rafa Garcia, weighted at 155. Michael Morales, 170.5, welcomes Adam Fugit to the octagon, who weighed in at 171. Julianna Kim, 135 for her bantamweight bout. She will receive 20% of Jocelyn Edwards' purse, as Edwards missed weight for her short notice fight by a pound and a half, 137.5. Nego Mariani, 205, takes on Ihor Poteria, who weighted at 204. And to open things up, we saw Orion Cosce miss weight by a pound and a half, 172.5. He will take on Blood Diamond, who had no issues on the scale, 169.5. Back to you, AK.
Thank you, Mike. We should say we do not know for sure that fight is official, right?
It is. They literally just told me.
Did they say percentage?
20%. I just didn't want to interrupt Mike throw.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
So there we go. We have two fights for fighters mid-weight, and the offending fighter will forfeit 20% of their purse. But otherwise, yes, we have 26 fights coming up on Saturday. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the UFC 277 official morning weigh-in show. It got a little tense there. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there. Thank you, Mike Hack. Thank you, EK Slide. And thank you, Jose Young's on site. Thank you for the man doing the commission. From the commission doing the scale, and thank you for his pen
and the pen,
for making sure that,
yes.
And thank you most of all to the pen for making sure that those weights were just right. Thank you, Casey Cushy Finger Leiden. Everyone, we will have ceremonial weigh-ins later today. We'll have a preview show later today. We'll have a Q&A tomorrow.
2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. The weekend festivities have just begun. So thanks again to everyone, and we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.